Hello. Great to have you here. My name is Shauna. Today's reading is a general love forecast. As always, take the messages that resonate and release anything that doesn't. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with upcoming readings. Let's see what's headed your way.
That was not a good card. It's the Ten of Swords. Okay, so I believe, these two came out first. I have the King of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and then I have this High Priestess in the reverse, the Emperor reverse, Two of Cups reverse, Ten of Swords, Seven of Swords, Seven of Swords goes here, Nine of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so we have 4 sword cards. These are not like the best sword cards to get. Out of all the sword cards, I feel that the Six of Swords and the Ace of Swords would be the best, the ideal cards to get in the upright position. So this cluster right here could be problematic. You have a major arcana, and then you have relationship issues, and then you have, just backstabbing. And it is reinforced by another card that does indicate that somebody is not looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for theirs, okay? So they're going to seem like they're trying to help you, but I don't feel that's the case. So just be very careful about this, especially coming in the last 2 weeks of the month, okay? Be very, very careful. I do feel in general there are going to be some blockages, okay? And this is basically a karmic block. When you have the Emperor, this is, it could also indicate somebody from the other side, somebody who has passed on, a male figure, a very prominent male figure that is in your midst trying to help you, okay? And what I'm sensing in general is a lot of the readings I've done for Pisces client in general, I get like very clear messages from them, mainly because Pisces are easier to read for. And water signs in general are easier for me to read, but in general, what I'm feeling is this card does come up a lot. And what it is what I'm sensing here in particular is that you might feel there are severe blockages to your efforts. And I feel that the blockages are telling you that you're on the wrong path, okay? So really heed the advice that is coming in. Take a moment, take 2 weeks, like especially the first 2 weeks. Find out what it is that you're ultimately going for and why there are blockages. Because I do feel that you're doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. And this is not going to work. Timing is everything, but at the same time, you have to do things in a more realistic way, okay? And I've mentioned boundary issues for Pisces in the past, but the boundary issue is not inherent in this spread. What I do feel is that you need to take some time and re-examine what it is that you're hoping to achieve. And I do feel that you are, pushing for projects, for things, for relationships a little too hard, okay? It's sort of like, so that's why I do feel like a little bit of a hot-headed energy in general within the past few months, in that that you are available to you are not the best options. So if you were planning to make like a clear game plan with all the pieces that are subpar, you're going to get a very jumbled result, okay? I hope that makes sense to you. That's just what I'm sensing here with the cards. So the blockages are in place mainly to get you to re-examine what it is you're hoping to achieve long term, okay? So I do feel that a lot of those pieces have to be let go, laid to rest, or, discarded, because you're not going to get the outcome you want just by, throwing random things together and hope something will stick, okay? Whatever sticks is not going to be in your best interest to begin with. And this here is to remind you that, do things a different way, and especially don't rush into things at the initial, formative stages, because most likely they're not going to pan out the way you expect it, nor will they be good for you in the long run. So really take some time with this and especially the first 2 weeks, I do feel that there is the energy, the second half of this month is going to be a little bit problematic. However, this energy can be mitigated if you take the first 2 weeks to really sort out and have a game plan. Okay, so we do have free will, and I mentioned this to all clients that don't say that destiny or fate is, complicit in altering your life. You do have free will, and it is very important for you to take a step back and realize your role in this situation, so that you can like backtrack, redo, retouch, refinish, and then move forward with a more solid game plan. All right, so let's look at the cards individually and see what they have to offer. I hope you get some more guidance in this, but ultimately, I started doing 10 cards now, and I look at the middle, just to see the energy that is involved. Okay, and what I do sense is, with them both being sword cards, this one is one of prayer. It's one of like taking some time off, getting time to breathe, and things like that. And a lot of you too, it's important for you to turn to spirituality like throughout your life, not only when you need it. Even though, like, it's always nice to have like that buffer, and to also have like that safety net in which you feel like you can pray and things will always get better. But it's important to be consistent. So like, don't resort to prayer when you want something, or don't resort to like turning inward in spirituality when you want something. It should be an internal process, and kind of like a instinctive process, so that if you turn to it more often, you will get guidance in how to proceed with your life. Okay, when you start scrambling and you don't know which way to turn, and you turn into prayer, it's going to help you like temporarily to make you feel better, but it doesn't give you like an overall sense of direction as to what you should do with your life. But I never turn people away from it, so I feel that it's good in general, but be consistent with it, because consistency in everything, in every aspect of your life, in every endeavor you take, that's what's going to help you grow, like, in the long run. Okay, so I do feel that a lot of you are wishing for something, and I do feel that it is related to another person. Okay, just because the cards deal with a lot of relationship issues, a lot of family issues, and also things that are just a little bit outside your control. So we have the two major arcana cards right here, and this one is very good. So coming in towards the end of this month, so wait for this month to ride out, because this is basically the saving grace, and it's coming in the end of the month, and it's contingent upon how well you handle the situation and how clear your objectives are in moving forward. And I know this sounds like very like general, and it sounds very like broad, but what I mean is, I've been sensing this for a few months now with Pisces, like either getting into wrong relationships, having like friends who mooch off you, like who take advantage of you basically. And the spirituality is there. And one other thing that I would say is, as a water sign, I know with a lot of Pisces in general, the energy that you put out into the universe is very malleable. It's a water sign, but you don't have the fixed sign of Scorpio, and you don't have the so what would you call it? Like with the Cancer, Cancers are, out of the three signs, I feel that Cancers are the best at being able to detach from unhealthy situations. I feel that's true. And in general, so you don't have like the fixed opinions of a Scorpio, and you don't have the power of discernment and detachment like a Cancer. So you end up in like around bad people, the people that do take advantage of you. So be very careful about this. And at the same time, you offer to help a lot of people, but when you yourself need help, you try to go it alone. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's okay to ask for help. And I feel that in general, um, you know that the people in your midst are unable to help you. So that's why you don't ask them for help. And which is understandable, that's totally fine. But it makes me wonder, like, why would you want to be around people who just take and take and take and don't give back? Not in the spirit of selfishness, but there should be balance in all relationships, okay? And there is definitely an imbalance here. And so we look at the middle two cards, and what I do feel with this card, it's problematic. This is basically feeling betrayed, and I don't feel that it's all in your head. I wouldn't say that. This is something that potentially happened in the past as well, like the past month. It could potentially roll in this month, and I do feel that it is going to roll in towards the end of this month. And once and for all, I do hope that you heed the advice and just, if this situation surfaces for you, if you really find out somebody's true character, do try to, leave them out of your life for good, because this is not a situation that you can or want to go back to, okay? It is going to resurface in worse ways. I don't even feel that you can recover from this, so just be very, very careful, okay? And like I said, the energies here, they're changeable, so depending on how the first 2 weeks play out, you can mitigate the effects of this, okay? So try to be a little more discerning about people that you interact with, especially for this month. So aside from that, I don't feel that anything else is problematic, okay? A lot of you too might be in relationships, okay? So if you're in a relationship and things are not, so there's like definitely a balancing act here. And this is basically financial imbalance and also emotional imbalance. So a lot of you too are finding, you're trying to secure a future. You're trying to like establish a firm foundation to begin with, so that you can, so because you feel that the rest of your life, your entire future, is dependent upon you managing this financial base and fostering it and growing it really well. That's true, regardless of what you think right now, you will have more opportunities to fix this. So think of it as basically like an ongoing process, okay? Throughout your life, it is going to be an ongoing. That is putting a lot of unnecessary stress, and frankly, it's unrealistic to expect this of yourself or this of other people, okay? So yeah, it's important to do that. And at the same time, I feel that it is tied to relationships, okay? You might feel that for those of you who are in relationships, I feel that, the relationship itself is financially dependent. And what I mean is there's so much pressure exerting on you from the person that you're involved with, or the business, or the organization, or whatever relationship it is that is significant in your life. You feel that some of you are juggling two jobs to like give your partner the life that he or she wants. Some of you are like juggling like possibly two people. You're like involved with two people, you're involved with two organizations, two company, and then this balancing act is not going to last throughout this month. You might drop the ball as a result, okay? And I mentioned this before, like just most of us feel that we can multitask, okay? But the reality of it is, when you try to multitask, you do those two things half as well as you would have if you just stuck to one thing. So it's important for you, if this is an ongoing issue, you really have to address it and get to the root of the problem. So if it's a relationship that you're trying to balance, like if you have two partners, for example, really try to cut your losses and, don't do that. If you have like two jobs and you're hoping that the other partner, like you're hoping that by establishing that financial base, the partner will have a better quality of life, or the partner will be more interested in you, then just know that I just feel like silly saying this, but there's just more to life than money, okay? So make sure that their emotional needs are met as well, and that your emotional needs are also met in this relationship, because money can only get us so far, okay? You can't take it with you to the afterlife, so keep that in mind. Um, so, okay, so with this financial situation, you are putting a lot of pressure on yourself. So as a result, you're kind of like always scrambling for more resources, always scrambling for more opportunities, and like you're overextending yourself, okay? So in the process, you're doing none of those things very well, like to the best of your capabilities, because you're scrambling, you're overstretching, you're multitasking, and you're going to drop the ball the second half of this month if you're not careful, okay? So be careful with that energy. Um, so moving forward, on this side, we have the High Priestess in the reverse position, and this card is indicative of like intuition, your gut instincts, and in the reverse position, it indicates to me, on top of this card, the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is not a good card to get in any placement, like reverse or upright. And what I feel in this situation is that somebody is like swindling you, is what I'm sensing. Somebody is not completely honest with you. And for most of you, it could be a male, like with darker hair. I don't want to generalize. I don't want to like give specifics, but I hope this is helpful for somebody. And it's like your intuition is screaming out, you know, don't trust this person. And you know, like I get a similar reading. I feel that it's I think it might be for Scorpio last month, but in no, I think it was Aquarius. Yeah, excuse me, it was Aquarius for last month. But in the Aquarius case, they know that the person is going to swindle them, and they want to give it one last try, because they know that that person is, when that person fails, then they have a legit reason to walk away. Whereas in this situation, I feel that you're kind of stuck with this person. So you have no choice. So you don't really see an end in sight. You know better, but you can't really get out of it, mainly because you don't have a choice, okay? And I do feel that regardless of whether or not you feel, or regardless of whether or not you truly have a choice, I don't feel that you have many options. So you're relying on this situation and, you know, hoping for the best, which is a very sad way to live. But I do feel that there is going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, kind of like something is going to come in and help you, okay? This is divine intervention here. And I do feel that all these blockages happen, and it's kind of like this person, whatever they're hoping for, they've been caught in the past too. You've dealt with them. And, you know, they weren't being completely honest. So the one of the saving grace of this card in the reverse position is this person has been caught in the past, so you should know better, but you don't have a choice. So like I said, and that is why like the plans are stalled, okay? So things are stalled so that this person can't get away with it. So I'm hoping that, you know, this energy sticks around, and I do feel that you're not going to move forward with this situation because of this other person. So this blockages here is because of the other person, it's not because of you. It's just the universe stepping in and trying to help you, so that when this person is gone, you can have the green light. You can move forward, and you can have like you can proceed with your plans after you spend the first 2 weeks trying to finalize them, okay? So don't be distressed over this situation, because I do feel that things do happen for a reason, okay? And if your gut instincts are screaming out, telling you to do something, and you're not taking adequate time away from it, or if you feel like you're in a really dark place, and everywhere you turn, especially for Piscean women, I'm feeling like this is you here. So being off track, being like really down in the dumps, and kind of like being kept in the dark a lot of the times, and the only thing you have to rely on is your gut instinct and your intuition, okay? And even then, that's reverse, right? So then if this is a Piscean woman in the middle, you have these cards here. It's like in the past, you know, sword. in the present, like coming in swords, and then the thing that you're not aware of, another sword card, quite a difficult sword card. So for Piscean women who are going through this, I mean, I know it's I don't want this reading to sound so morbid, but I do feel that with all these swords energy, it is problematic and it is disheartening. And I don't want to say that, wait it out, and things will get better, but things will pick up for you. So this place that you're in, where you're like lacking information, where you don't know where to turn, because yeah, it's like you don't have a refuge, you don't have a home, you don't have a safe haven to turn to. You don't like, you feel very much alone. All of these are solitary cards too. And the one person that you usually turn to for comfort, for support, it seems like they're not there. Okay, so this is in the reverse. So it indicates to me that they're not happy with the financial situation, or they're not like you guys are not in sync. Okay, so for men and women, you and the partner, you and the person in the relationship, you're not in sync. So then it seems like everything is kind of like out of your control. Okay, because externally too was a rough month for a lot of Pisceans. So moving forward, I do feel that if you can really take the first 2 weeks and write on a piece, on a paper, have a game plan for yourself for the next few months. Okay, for the rest of this year would be even better, and start to prioritize, like find out what it is that you have to do first, because I do feel that the big picture things need to be taken care of first. These are very minor energy when you're comparing, like when you're comparing these sword energy, even though they can be problematic, you have a very good card here. You have like the saving grace. So the big picture needs to be okay? So I hope that makes sense for you. So have a bird's eye view of your life, plan it out a little bit better, and basically take some time to do that the first 2 months, so that you can navigate this energy a little bit better, and that you can like so that you can see like the end in sight. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you. For those who are not dealing with this issue, and I do feel in general what I have is this. This is it's a good card. It's coming in early on in the month. Okay, so I'm not reading this as another person, although it can be. So a lot of you might be dealing with a fire sign who is. The only thing is, if you're dating this person, if this is a new person in your life and you're dating him or her, I do feel that he or she has very good intentions, okay? But they are, they're not turning your way. So that's the only thing. They're turning towards a situation from the past, and they're kind of like absorbed in that situation, that previous situation, so they're not able to be present, okay? So everything that is happening to you is happening this way, and they're turning back. And if you look at his fist, this is something I've noticed for the first time. So he or she is like very close-fisted. So if, for example, you are in a situation with them, like romantically, or as in a work environment, in a family environment, I don't feel that they're going to be able to help you financially. I feel that they have the resources at their disposal, but I don't feel that they trust that they can help you in this situation. Or either that, or they feel that based on how well you've managed money, I don't feel that you have managed it well, so they don't want to be the enabler. Yeah, I hope this reading is not too pessimistic, but I do feel that it's important to, get the messages across for those who are going through this and who might need like a little more guidance, okay? So, for those who are single and dating, for example, I do feel in general, take the first 2 weeks and have a game plan. Find out what it is that you want in a partner. Find out like what characteristics they need in order to make you feel emotionally fulfilled. you can like manifest those people in to come into your life. And I do feel that luck, coincidences, like divine intervention is at work this month, okay? So use this energy and make it the best that it can be, because you have the ability to do it. And all it takes is like faith and prayer. All it takes is like manifestation. All it takes is like writing. Take 15 minutes to write out what it is that you want to do for the rest of this year and do some planning, okay? Because I do feel that you might be lacking in a game plan. And this is an ongoing issue. I feel like it is an ongoing issue. So then you procrastinated. Like, I feel that you procrastinated. And then, so at first, we have like 4 of Swords, and then 9, and then 10. And then, you know, it starts to de-escalate. So it's like, it's building up, and then it's done. And then it starts to dwindle, right? So from the beginning of the month, the burden is not that heavy, so it's manageable, right? And then towards like the second week, it seems like things are, you know, quickly escalating. And instead of like going out there and fixing it, you are like kind of like praying for a miracle, okay? And then maybe like the end of the second week, it starts to pile up and it starts to be anxiety inducing, okay? And you're losing sleep over this. You are losing confidence over this. So, and you don't know where to turn. That's the most problematic thing. So I do hope in general that you can overcome this, okay? Let me know as well how this plays out for you. And I do hope that, you know, if you are in this situation, that you can get yourself out of it. But I'm going to do the weekly readings, so just to see how this energy is going to play out and when it will dissipate once and for all. But I do hope that regardless, you keep your head up, and you know, like yeah, all I can say is the first 2 weeks you have the opportunity here to fix everything. So free will is going to come into play. So how you choose to exercise that is entirely up to you. But I do hope, you know, you take the advice and at least, you know, listen to it. Maybe take 15 minutes off your busy schedule between balancing acts to really try to lay down a solid game plan for yourself, so that you're not in a state of anxiety when things, you know, have contingency plans as well. Have plan A, B, and C, so that don't have your hopes in one situation, and when that situation doesn't turn out the way you hope, then you don't know where to turn, okay? Because that's not where we want to be in life, alright? Yeah, I'm sorry if this reading is very somber, but I hope, regardless, you take some time off for the first 2 weeks and, you know, implement these plans, okay? So, let me know how this plays out for you guys, and if you are interested in a private reading, contact me. Information is below in the box. So, yeah, I hope you just, you know, take this in with a grain of salt and just try to don't stress out over it too much, because this month will end, okay? It's only 1 month, 30 days. We can handle it. So, yeah, have a good month. I will see you next week, and hopefully we can flush out some of this energy in the weekly readings. Thanks for watching.